First up, from the wrestling ring to the big screen, the WWE taking Hollywood by storm. Superstars like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, John Cena, and now Guardians of the Galaxy's Dave Bautista are dominating the box office. Guardians surpassed $500 million worldwide this week. ABC's Chris Conley, he's going to step into the ring and weigh in on all this. So what say you about all this, my friend?
Got a suplex at the multiplex, Robin. That's what's going down. You know, if the WWE gives Hollywood someone like Dwayne Johnson, who is the biggest star on the planet right now, you would expect Hollywood come back to the WWE and go, you got anybody else like that in your cabinet somewhere? Maybe you could lure out a little bit. So it's no surprise that these guys are also getting work. I don't think I'm going to be hit with a folding chair at lunch in Hollywood today or anything like that. They might not be as big stars as Dwayne Johnson is, but we're certainly going to see them. They're charismatic, they're talented, they have a great following. So it's no surprise Hollywood would take an interest.
But it seems like WWE has become a training ground for actors now. So is that how Hollywood looks at it? Are they the new training ground for Hollywood's farm system, let's say?
Yeah, they're certainly trained to be good performers, and as Michael, you probably know, they are wonderful with children. You know, John Cena in particular, he holds the record for most Make-A-Wishes granted. They are so great with their young fans. You know, but it is against the trend line a little bit. Remember back in the 90s, you had big bodies like Stallone and Schwarzenegger as action stars. Then, when the 2000s kicked in, Hollywood realized you could put people like Christian Bale or Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson, these seasoned actors, you could make them into action stars by having them put on those costumes and play comic book characters. So those big bodies are still kind of on the outside, but maybe we'll see more of them now.
All right, but how about in the Oval Office? You know, Dwayne Johnson has talked about the possibility of that.
I could get used to saying President Johnson again, I guess. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You know, if you read that interview in GQ, you see what he's really grappling with is the idea of being an advocate. And it's tough for someone who's so popular across the board to decide how he could apply his advocacy and not lose some of his audience. It'll be interesting to see how he grapples with that going forward, guys.
But I tell you what, if anybody can do it, it's Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. All right, Chris, thank you so much. We're going to move on now to the battle that's brewing for the 2024 Olympic Summer Games. This week, Los Angeles making a big push to host the Summer Games, rolling out the red carpet for the International Olympic Committee. Stars like Kobe Bryant, Sylvester Stallone, there they are right there. They were there to help charm the delegates at a dinner on Wednesday night, and five-time Olympic medalist Nastia Liukin, who's a social correspondent for LA's Bid, joins us now. And Nastia, you've been out on site tours all week with the Olympic Committee. What's the city pitch to them to get the Olympics to LA?
Well, I think the coolest part about LA 2024 is they've done it before, 1984, we all remember that. And I don't really recall an Olympic bid that pretty much every single venue is already ready 7 years prior to an Olympic Games.
Comes down to LA and Paris. How do you see this playing out?
Well, obviously, positive thoughts, positive vibes everywhere. Our fingers are crossed, and the final decision will be made September 13th. But, you know, I think LA has done such a tremendous job all week long, showing all the sites, the venues. Everything is ready to host an Olympic Games right now, and we still have 7 years to prepare.
And Nastia, there were some other cities who were in on this, Boston, Budapest, and Rome. But those bids were kind of sunk. They were sunk by anti-Olympic groups. So are there some concerns being raised by residents in LA? And if so, how has the committee addressed those?
Well, just in listening to the mayor speak, you know, he told us all that 88% of Los Angeles supports the Olympic bid. And I think I remember him saying that, you know, I'm not really sure I've had 88% of people in Los Angeles support anything. And so I think it just goes to show the excitement of everybody here in LA that, you know, hoping to have an Olympics back here. And, you know, of course, there's a lot of things to be concerned about, traffic probably being one of them, but those Olympic lanes are definitely going to help out.
All right, Nastasia, thank you. And what say you, Chris Connolly? Yes, no?
I'm 100% behind it. I'm usually an Olympic skeptic. We have an amazing story to share with the world here in Los Angeles. I wish we could do it tomorrow. We would totally do a great job.
Start working on bigger freeways. How about that?
That'd be great. Thank you both.